A police officer came to physically escort me out of the members' tea room, even though he was told I was a member of Parliament. He later sent me a written apology.
Go home, insect face. Go home. Well, which home is that? London, where I was born? Or Palestine, where my mum's from?
Oh, you're drumming on about Muslims. There is a simple solution. Go back to Pakistan.
Speaking to a colleague of mine, she looked at me in astonishment and said, "You know you're having a girl?" Because normally they don't tell people of Asian origin if they're having a baby girl, because, then Asian people decide. And I looked at her and I couldn't believe what she was saying.
Those are just some of the things black and minority ethnic MPs have had to deal with both within Parliament and online. We may have the most diverse set of MPs in history, but for many, Westminster hasn't been particularly welcoming.
Being in the lift and being told this lift isn't for cleaners, trying to go to eat lunch with my team and being told that we're not allowed to go past this point because we're not a member of Parliament. So this bias and this racial bias, flows through society.
There are 65 black and minority ethnic MPs. Of the 37 who responded to our survey, 62% said they had experienced racism, racial profiling or prejudice in the Houses of Parliament. 51% said they had experienced it from fellow MPs, and 81% said they had dealt with racism from the public.
You've battled your way here, you've broken the glass ceiling, you're actually here where it's going to be equality, you've advocated equality for the whole of the country, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. But actually we're landing somewhere where we don't have that equality. Even if you look at the last few weeks of the select committees, 20 select committees, not one BAME member of Parliament was selected to chair one select committee.
Others are having to cope with racist abuse online.
Whenever I mention anything to do with my background or ethnicity, that comes back. You immediately get that torrent of people who want to tear you down. You learn, I think, to wear an armoured jacket so that you don't listen to it. And actually, I've got as much right to be here as absolutely everyone else.
It's almost people feel there's a license now to challenge things, challenging people's right to be here. And those, myself, over 50 plus years I've been here. This is my country. Everything I have, everything I want to give back is to this country.
92% of the people who responded to our survey said it was more difficult for them to become an MP because of their ethnicity. What was it like for you and what challenges did you face?
Some people said to me, "Why don't you take on your husband's last name, which is an English name, because people won't want to vote for Tulip Siddiq." Well, guess what? They voted for Tulip Siddiq in Hampstead and Kilburn 3 times now.
These instances have led to some questioning their role in politics.
Kind of made me think, is this the right place for me? Should I be here? Can I fight this fight every single day?
There's this idea about where we've become victims. We're actually survivors, and we've survived to get to where we've got to, and we've survived all of the kind of abuse and the narrative. We refuse to be victims, which is why we're here, and we refuse to tolerate that narrative, and we want change for our communities, for a better Britain.
If I go to a school and there's a lot of young ethnic minority women who say to me, "What's politics like? Should I join?" Actually, I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. Should I be honest with them and say, "Do you know what? It's actually quite horrible. I don't want to put them off. I want to encourage young women to stand, but I also feel a sense of responsibility because I think if I do encourage them to stand, am I telling them to walk into the lion's cave?"
In a response to ITV News' investigation, a spokesperson for the House of Commons said it is unacceptable that some MPs have experienced racism, and we are particularly concerned to hear of instances occurring on the parliamentary estate. We are committed to taking any necessary steps to ensure this does not happen in future. As it stands, all employees in the House of Commons have to complete annual mandatory training on diversity and inclusion. But there will be plenty of MPs who will argue more needs to be done. Shihab Khan, ITV News.